Former House Speaker Ray Sansom indicted on a felony charge, and the entire Capitol's abuzz. What's the impact on others? Show me the money. That's the budget bumper sticker in the last 2 weeks of the Florida legislative session. And Governor Charlie Crist, despite lots of problems in the state, sky-high approval ratings. All of that on Power Play this week with our guests, two Capitol Press Corps veterans, Mary Ellen Klas, Bureau Chief of the Miami Herald, and Bill Cotterell, political editor of the Tallahassee Democrat. Shockwaves at the Capitol, an actual indictment, third-degree felonies against former Speaker Sansom and the Northwest Florida State College president. Unbelievable.
Right. It's has the potential to really change the way people look at the budget process, too. They not only indicted the former speaker, but indicted the way the process works. The fact that two legislative leaders are the only ones that see the final read on the budget and can insert things in that benefit one member, like Ray Sansom.
And isn't the grand jury really saying it wasn't even a dotted line, a broken line between this big appropriation to the college in his district and then a well-paid job at the school?
Well, it wasn't so much the job as his relationship with the developer, Jay Odom, who wanted the airport hangar to store his jets for his corporate flying business. And the hard thing, I think, going forward is going to be, how do you reform this system? I mean, you're always going to have appropriations chairman, speaker, rules chairman, very few people controlling a very large amount of money, and they're going to have favor seekers coming to them quite legally and asking them to do things.
But toward the point Mary Ellen made before the program, the grand jury, a lay group of citizens, seems to be appalled at the process and the commonplace nature of this kind of giving of money to an institution.
Yeah, they had a couple of lines in the presentment that said things like, "This is the potential to breed corruption and create an unfair advantage for those who have access to power." They said that they heard some testimony. This was so commonplace that what Ray Sansom was accused of getting, it was the equivalent of a gnat on the windshield. I mean, this thing is so big.
Well, it's a dead gnat now. How's the impact going to be on other lawmakers in the House and the Senate, and how they approach getting money for institutions back home and then possibly getting jobs there?
I don't think that they'll be taking jobs again.
Do you think?
That's
Maybe.
That's what tipped this tipped over this can of worms, if you will. It started with the job, but I think that members will always, not just for huge campaign contributors, but for important industries back in their districts, they'll always come seek things for a military base, for a water management district, something like that.
Last 2 weeks, House and Senate going into budget conference. Cigarette tax is a lock in the Senate. Indian gaming, pari-mutuels, where's it all going?
Well, we saw some major movement this week with the House putting out its Indian gaming plan and opening the door for racetracks, quarter horse racing. So they've indicated they will do some expansion of gambling. We've also seen a little movement in their sales tax exemptions, that they may be open to raising taxes. So the ice is melting a little bit.
Do we see the two chambers being able to come together on a budget in this tough year?
Oh, they always do. They always say we're too far apart, it's going to extend the session, it's not going to work, and they always bring it in at the end.
Also, one last issue here, and that would be the sky-high ratings of Governor Charlie Crist. A Quinnipiac University poll puts him at 66%. Amazing. Other governors around the country down in the dumps, but not our Governor Crist. Why?
The Teflon that he's been called. I think that he's got a great personal magnetism. He's very outgoing, friendly. I think he connects with voters, identifies with. This week we had an example of the tax tea parties. Chris said, "I'm with him. I need to get a tea bag too." He wasn't there. He's taking the stimulus money, but he manages to be on both sides of that.
And despite supporting a Democratic president's stimulus money, which Republicans, conservative ones, are way against, his rating's very high.
His rating's very high because he's, as Bill said, he manages to be on both sides of the issue. So there isn't anybody who can get mad at him.
So it's
and he stays away from all the ugly things.
Very quickly, respective power play of the week.
The Florida Senate, the entire Senate, regardless of their political ambitions and even their statewide aspirations, voted for the cigarette tax, a $1 a pack increase, a tax increase.
Unanimous.
And and unanimous.
Bill?
Representative Bill Galvano from Dun and Bradenton, Mary Ellen mentioned the Indian Gaming Pact, the bringback of the recovery of the quarter horse industry, giving more to the pari-mutuels to perhaps level the playing field a little. I think that's a major step.
Okay, Marilyn Kloss, Bill Cotterill, thanks. Get enough rest for these last 2 weeks. For the latest political news, go to the Safety Review, and we'll see you next time on Power Play.